Hi everyone, it's Professor Kettler, and I wanted to shoot this video for you guys to talk to you about APA and doing in-text citations and those kinds of things, because when students tend to go into a course, they're encountering this for the first time. You might not have ever used APA format. You might not know what having citations is. So I'm going to walk you through some really helpful websites and things that you can go to help you in case you're ever writing a paper or writing a discussion post that requires outside sources. So what I'm going to do right here is just a discussion post that I've done for one of my classes one time. And so let's say that the discussion post has two questions. It says, identify a place that has suffered environmental degradation due to human activities. Discuss what human activities caused the degradation and what is being done to improve the areas. So I am going to go ahead and choose Chernobyl, which is in the Ukraine. And there was, a nuclear accident that happened there. So that's my place. And I'm going to, in answering question 2, I need to discuss what activities cause the degradation. So, I want to type whatever I need to type, but I need to support what I'm saying, right? So, some human activities that led to the issue of a nuclear meltdown were. Okay, so right, like I'm gonna leave it at that because I'm not gonna write the whole post for you because that's not the point of this video. The point is to look at APA citations. So I have this article from Live Science. It's talking about the Chernobyl exclusion zone. This is basically like what has been done to help with this area. But it does talk about some of the things that happened, right? So it's talking about, in 1986, this meltdown happened, and what happened in this area. So let's say I want to take text from this website, or I'm just going to use it to support some of the things that I say. The easiest thing to do is to go to a website, and it's called SCRIBBR. And you can go SCRIBBR APA. And what's really cool about SCRIBBR is that it's a citation generator. And what that means is that you can put in a website, an article, anything that you can find, and it will actually generate the citation for you. So this is the style, so you can tell it to do APA 7th edition, 6th edition, 11th edition, whatever. Currently, we typically use 7th edition. And so I can copy, that article's website, and I can paste it right here, and I just hit cite, and it gives me the citation right here. And so what I'll do is I will tell it to copy to clipboard, and it's asking me what I'm copying to. I just always say Microsoft Word, and I just hit copy to clipboard. And so what it's doing is it's copied it. And so now I can go into my post, or a Word document, Google document, whatever. And typically what we do is, like, after you write your essay or you write your discussion post, at the bottom, you would have a reference list or a citation list. And so I'm just going to go ahead and paste that, that reference here. And you can clean it up if you want to. Sometimes the formatting is a little bit off, like with where the breaks are and stuff, but that is my reference. However, that is not enough. It's not enough to just list your references at the bottom of your post or at the bottom of your essay. You have to also provide something called an in-text citation. And what that means is that, let's say I had, paragraphs of text right here. Well, this reference is for something. So, I would need to show where I'm using it. So knowing this, I'm going to show you how to do this part. But this is basically how to get the citations, okay? I'm going to show you a couple more things in just a second. So some human activity were not okay. So this is the claim that I'm making, right? This is a pretty bold claim. I mean, it is a factual claim, but it needs to be supported because when you are putting any kind of bold or factual claims, that's what you're supporting with your references. And so it needs something called an in-text citation. And an in-text citation is where you basically are just showing where you've used the reference that you have posted at the bottom. And so it's typically represented as author or organization, comma, date published. Now, if you go back to SCRIBBR, it has a really cool part where you can paraphrase text from whatever you've copied and pasted in there, and they'll show it here. But the newest feature is the actual in-text citation. And so this is how you can do it, right? So it's Turner because that is the author, and the date published, or the year, sorry, it's supposed to be the year, not the date. The year published was 2022. So what I would do is whatever I had used, I would just go and put Turner 2022. And that shows you where, where you're utilizing this reference. So this can work on any number of websites, but one website that I like in particular to get like certain science news and things like that is Science Daily. And I'm just going to kind of show you, I'm just going to grab a random one. So a lot of times you can find on Science Daily, they're kind of pulled in from journal references, and it will automatically have the citation for you. But the other thing you can do is you can find this DOI number, copy and paste it, and go into SCRIBBR and paste it into there and hit cite. And so you can see, right, it has the citation. So I'm going to copy it to my clipboard, and I'm going to show you what to do whenever it has a whole bunch of names like that. So if we were going to use this reference, and I know it's a different topic, but like I said, this is just for showing you how to do this. Right, you've got a lot of different scientists here. So let's say, you were going to use that as an in-text citation for this. What you would do is you would actually say Postberg et al., which is et al. Stands for all the rest of the people who contributed to that paper. And then the date that it was published is 2023. And that would be your in-text citation. Now, sometimes you'll get things like organization names, and they won't have a date. So it'll say something like National Geographic Indy, right? And then it'll have whatever else, right? So with that, you would do the same citation. A lot of students will end up putting the organization, and then they just stop because they're like, well, there's no date. No, you need to make sure that you just put that in D, and that would be your in-text citation. Okay, so that is how you complete that for any kind of discussion post, any kind of essay that you're writing. The SCRIBBR makes it really, really easy to do. But if you want other references, see, there's that in-text citation. You can also go to a website called Purdue OWL, and you can click on, this is kind of like the gold standard of APA. You can click on this, and it goes into a whole lot of detail about how to do in-text citations, how to do your reference list, like the rules of references is basically, how you can put it together. And then if you need to know anything about authors, articles, let's say you're referencing a book or electronic sources, this is a really good site that you can kind of do a deep dive on to get all of that information. Now, they also have a citation generator. It's not one that I particularly like. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste that DOI number that I had done previously. And the reason I don't like it is it's got a lot of ads and extra information and stuff, and it's kind of hard to find. See, here's the citation, but there's all this extra junk, and so it just I find it distracting. So it's a really good website to understand APA and understand in-text citations, but I still prefer using SCRIBBR because, right, like it's no frills, and it keeps track of your stuff, and it gives you that paraphrasing if you need to paraphrase, so that you're not going into plagiarism territory, and it gives you that citation, because that is the ultimate goal here, is that it's great to use sources, it's great to use in-text citations, so that way you're not committing any kind of accidental plagiarism that can get you into trouble. So I always tell students, like, you always want to make sure that you're conducting research and you're not taking things from another person's posts or website articles and things like that, because plagiarism detectors are getting more and more refined, especially with like artificial intelligence and things like that. And so just to cover yourself and make sure that you're not getting flagged for something like that, this is the best way to do things. So let me know if you have any questions. I hope that helps. But yeah,